What's up, Migo like geeks and freaks? Welcome to another edition of What's in the Mail. What's on the shelf? Nothing from what's in the store today. We're just doing shelf, but today will be a little bit of a big show. I got piles. I only got one box in, but I got a whole bunch of stuff and want to kind of flow after what we did last night. We're doing over the last couple episodes, and also um, bringing some new stuff. And I could just go on in this basement. It's far and vast, and that over there. If you haven't seen what it looks like, it goes back and back and back and so on. So it's quite a basement, if you will. All right, so let's see what we got here. All right, here we go. What am I reading from yesterday still? I'm still reading shit from yesterday. Okay, anyway, so here we go. So first thing is you should like and subscribe down towards the bottom because I'm giving away free shit. All kinds of shit, from new Mego action figures in the card because I don't want them anymore, not because they're great. I don't want them, to all kinds of other vintage toys and not so vintage toys. All right, so let's open what we got in the box first. And I think, if I remember, I have this stuff, if it's what I think it is. I just need a replacement because the one that I had when I opened the other day was really not in great shape. The box just kind of beat the shit. And I want something a little better. So, plus we've been making some changes down here in the old toy room of solitude. Yeah. Been making some changes down here, and we're expanding, if you will. All right, so let's see what we got first. Yep. All right, so the first thing I'm going to show you is, and yes, we already have this. This is the Round 2 Playing Mantis Captain Action set. So I have extras, so I think what I was going to do is offer these up to people, but I don't know if people are collecting these, so what I may do is just get some Playing Mantis bodies, some inexpensive ones, and then go ahead and put them on. You've seen that Loki set, but I was more interested in is this, because the one that I have was really beat to shit, and this is the Captain Action Dr. Evil set with the vintage long box on the side. You see it's got the extra materials, and when you turn around to the back, there's actually a long box. Now I have this, but mine is all opened up. So he's going to come out of the package, because unless somebody wants him or trade for him, because the packages was open and it's not in bad shape, but it's not. This one's held together better. We're going to do that. All right. So you've seen these. Actually, the cool thing about this one, what I like, is I probably should show this, is you could take the brain. You could take the brain out of his head and change it with some of these other brains that are in here. I wish we could do that with some people that I know in real life, but fortunately it doesn't go. All right. So yesterday we talked a little bit about, we did this Orly Jouet Zorro that I completely forgot I had. Came from Blue Meanie or Roberto Legatti, if you don't know him, and he hooked me up with this in addition to the Ideal, no, not the American Ideal, but a European one, Zorro set with a horse that makes sounds and stuff. It makes 3 different sounds and it moves and so on. All right, so let's do a little continuation, because that Orly Jouet comes from France, and I picked these up. These come from Italy. Now, this was originally a doll manufacturer. They got into a little more action figures, and there's a few of these. So it's actually a 12-inch figure. It's a Corsero Nero, which is Italian for the black corsair, if you will. And he's basically a pirate figure. You take a look. He's a little tough to see in there, but he's got flocked head. He's got a pirate hat. He's got one of these. It almost looks like a Three Musketeers. He's actually got a gun. Believe it or not, you can actually see the gun on the bottom. It fell out. The funny thing about that gun is it's really nice and chromed on one side, but it's flat on the other side. So it's like you could stick it to a wall because it's flat. He's actually pretty nice. There's nothing on the back of the card, but they also made these figures in what they called Sandokan, and Sandokan was like a pirate, I think, but he was like Indian or something. And then they had another character, and then they had a female character. And this was from a show they used to show in Italy. I never saw it. Apparently it's quite famous over there. They made a lot of toys on that. And here's another one. I think this one's actually pretty much off the package, so I'll let you take a look at this one. As you can see, his gun usually goes in his belt right there. You can see it in there. And let's see what we have here. We can bring him out because this card's pretty much already opened. But you get a better idea of what he looks like. Because first time I actually took him out. So his hat comes off. See, he's got this flocked hair. He's got this belt with this kind of pistol holder. And the pistol, let me show this to you. Wow, that's a really great pistol, right? Turn on the other side. It's completely flat, like something you get out of a crappy gumball machine. Can you see that? But the other side, it's got the 3D to it. It goes in this little holster bin, if you will, right here. Is he jointed? He's not jointed at the arms. He's not even bendy. I mean, his hands aren't too bad. They've actually got the ability to hold stuff. Does he bend at the knees? He doesn't bend the knees, so he's basically 5 points of articulation. But he's a good-looking 12-inch figure, I say, and he's a pirate, is he? Tis a pirate. Arr. So anyway, he's got his belt and so on, but that's the Corsero Nero, if you will. Let me just check something. I'm going to move him down for a second. So he's in this bag because we're afraid we're going to lose any of the parts. I'm going to lose any parts. And I'm going to seal that bag up so nothing comes out of there. Fold that up, or if it tries to come out, we'll knock it away. All right, let's see what we have here. Move him down. Give me 1 sec. I just have to check something real fast. I'm looking. So looking for some info on something. Let me go to here. I'm going to show you guys some pretty cool stuff from some crazy stuff, man. You guys are posting some really cool pictures of stuff out there, by the way. I have to say you're doing some really, really cool stuff. Let's see. Oh, yeah, there's some good stuff on there now. Okay, fair enough. Just trying to see if I can get some information on something that I had. But okay, so let's move on and let's take a look and see what else is there. There's so many douchebags that come in YouTube channels. They're just dumb. All right, so let me do a little bit. Let me show you a couple Action Jackson things first. So I'm pretty sure at this point everybody's pretty much familiar with this Action Jackson from the original Mego. Came in a ton of outfits. He was bearded, non-bearded. He was black. He was white. He was redheaded. If you take a look, he's got those plastic joints, those Type 0, as some people call them. They kind of started getting the term around. This is an African-American or black Action Jackson. He still has his tags. I actually bought this one, believe it or not, from Rachel Baker a while ago. He also is the Type O, if you will, in the hands. And there's just some other examples, if you will. For some reason, I have a ton of the Type O, the plastic ones, which I like much better than the riveted ones. Okay, this, please do not confuse him with this. This is actually the Planet of the Apes astronaut. He is missing his helmet, but he is different. You can see a difference in the face. Way different Action Jackson. This is one of the new Mego Action Jacksons that came out a few years ago. I keep him around as new Mego for one reason, because David Lee bought the bought the name Action Jackson, and I love the fact that they had to pay David Lee money to reproduce Action Jackson. And then, of course, there was always the excuse of they didn't sell a lot because nobody wanted them, which is the most ridiculous thing. And to the person who said that, you're not that bright, as we say. So he's a much heavier body style. This guy is actually an Action Jackson that came from David Lee when he was Castaway Toys, and he was selling some of these figures. It's a better body. It's better constructed. I don't think this is the bandless one. I have to take a look and see if it's bandless. Let's see. Or is he strong? He looks like he's one of their bandless bodies, I believe. I'll have to take a look. But the outfit, the boots, everything, even the dog tag, was David Lee, Castaway Toys, and doing these, and they were just fantastic. Here's another one. I had to buy this one. I love it was a bearded version. I don't know, for whatever reason, the dude's got gray hair. I thought it was really cool. You could see the screws on the back for the bandless body. It's a heavier, better body. This is way better than anything that you know who's putting out. And as for those guys with their bandless body that's shorter than the rest of the figures, get a measuring tape. It's really not that hard to figure out. The engineering behind them cracks me up. Okay, so here is probably one of my last only, and I'll probably be giving this away. This is the Action Jackson from New Mego. I do love the fact that they had to pay David Lee for it. Matter of fact, I will not be giving this away because I just realized for the first time, Action Jackson, it says right there. Can you see it? See at the bottom of the Mego logo, David Lee, trademark 2018, David Lee. So they had to pay David Lee to make this figure. I love it. David, bless you, man. You are the bomb diggity. Absolutely the bomb diggity. Fucking fantastic. I love it. I love it. Good job, David. All right, so let's go back. So when Mego ran out of Action Jackson, and a little bit before Dave Lee took the name and started making some of the stuff himself, Playing Mantis came out with their own Action Jackson line. It's really nothing like the original Action Jackson, other than the fact that it's a posable action figure with a whole bunch of accessories. But they came in two formats. They came carded and they came boxed. I think most people have probably had the box version. The carded ones are a little bit harder to get, in my experience. And I'm going to show you all of them today. There's even some on there that they never wound up making, which is really sad because they had some great sets in there, like a parachuter and so on, that would have been really neat. My favorite, I have to tell you, my favorite is the Spy set. He's got so many accessories. He's got a little attache case. You open it up, gun inside, secret compartment, little CDs, floppy disks, all this crazy shit, his computer, and so on. And these were back in the I think these were the late 90s to 2000s. Let me see. 2000s when they came out. So they had 4 figures planned, and the one they didn't make is always the coolest one, right? The Aerial Mission Specialist, which was this guy with the parachute. They never made him, but they did make the Spy. They did make the Aquatic Mission Specialist and the World War II Ranger. The World War II Ranger is a little bit, it's kind of the lamest one, if you will. He doesn't have that many accessories. These guys came in like a blondish color head. They came in a dark colored hair. I think they even had ones. I can double check. Let me see. I thought they had ones with 5 o'clock shadow, but I might be getting them mixed up. So give me a second. I'll show them to you. I'll show them all to you. We'll do them in both versions. So the problem with these, and these were really available at KB Toys. As a matter of fact, they were originally $13, and they were marked down to $1.99 at one point at KB Toys. The problem with these is they used O-rings, probably the same crappy O-rings that you know who makes their figures with. And over time, the O-rings just break and the heads fall off. So you can have a perfectly mint figure, and the O-ring breaks and it comes out. But there's a ton of accessories. And they talk about, on the box version, they show the 3 on the back. They only show 3. They don't show 4. This is also marked. This is marked 1999. So the boxes came first. The carded versions came later. They actually showed the parachuting guy or whatever, the aerial assault specialist at Toy Fair when they put him out that year. This one, like I said, it came apart a little bit. There's a thing down there. Yeah, is that loose in there? Oh, no, it's not. It's connected. I'm sorry. This is the Aquatic Mission Specialist. I know it's a little hard to see in these, but he's basically a scuba diver. Same thing on the back. And then the World War II Ranger. I mean, he came with grenades and guns, and you can open his pouch because it's Velcroed, and, he's a little knife and everything, but, he's kind of whatever. I could have sworn I had one that had a 5 o'clock shadow, but I may be wrong. I really could be wrong. And they're all so in the box version, the Spy, if you will, or the Covert Operations Specialist, that guy has black hair. This is what he looks like on the card. And what I love about the card, this is a year later than the box, because again, it had this aerial guy, which they never made. It's a shame. The card is actually nice. You can see a lot more in there, especially when I'm doing these videos. This is the World War II Ranger, although his bubble's coming up a little bit. I'm not going to tell you how hard these were to get. These were a pain in the ass to get all 3 on card. Real pain in the ass. And, everybody wants $1 million. I think they have some kind of gold because this is Action Jackson. They're really not worth anything, to be honest with you. But this one's actually kind of cool. It's also neat. It comes with this bendable electric eel or moray eel. You know what? Give me one sec because I have them loose also. Let me just check something real fast. Yeah, so I just wanted to check the ones that I had before. I am 99.9. As a matter of fact, I'm certain that the Army guy I had before actually had a 5 o'clock shadow, and I didn't have anyone. Also? No. Cursed? Maledición, ¿no? Sí, pero se me salió como serie. No, esta es solamente peli. Son peli nuevas así. Voy a mirar eso si no está la otra nueva también de cine. No, pues no necesito. ¿Cuánto quieres? Sí, hay otra de terror también. Ok. Que tampoco me he visto. No problema. Right in the middle of the video. Do you want to come on camera? ¿Por qué no? Anyway, there you go. All right, so that being said, those are the Action Jacksons from Playing Mantis I wanted to show you. All right, let me show you a couple other things, and then we'll get off this thing. I got to go put all this shit back. The problem with doing this stuff is I got to take it all off. It's all organized. I got to put it all back. So hang tight. Let me show you a couple other things, and then we'll be good to go. Speaking of Action Jacksons and knockoffs, we're going to go back to the 12-inch scale for a minute while I bring this to the forefront and show this to you guys. You guys remember Fighting Yank and all that stuff. Well, here is LJN's entrance into the field. And LJN made the SWAT figures. So Marcus Aurelius, remember the SWAT figures, the emergency figures, so on. This is the same company put this together. This is Mr. Action. He's a 12-inch figure. He was an AJ knockoff or a G.I. Joe knockoff at 12 inches. Really crappy body, to be honest with you, but he's Mr. Action, and he can do it all. Even like stole kind of like the G.I. Joe thing at the top. There's just no shame in these guys' game back in the day. Along those lines in the 12-inch, well, before I even get to that, let me go back to the 8-inch scale. So you guys have probably heard of RedBox, and this is a RedBox diver, and the boxes were fantastic. They put so much art into them. It's a really fragile action figure, a very fragile action figure. And I mean, I'm sorry, this is not Redbox. Jesus Christ, this is M-Toy. This is an M-Toy. Sorry. This is an M-Toy 8-inch diver. It's got this really great artwork. You know, everything about it just screams cool and 70s. I mean, just great stuff on there. So he's the action deep sea diver. He dives in air bubbles and rises to the surface. It's really a great, great figure. I think this is the same one. Give me a sec. Yeah, this is just another one, another box. I have two of them. The M-Toys are really hard to find, guys. RedBox is a bitch in itself, but the M-Toys are. So let me show you a RedBox diver. I could have sworn I had a RedBox diver. I do have one. I could have sworn. Over there. I'll take a look again. This is a RedBox diver, which is pretty much the same as the Blue Box diver and the M-Toy diver. He's very fragile. This is not something you could play with as a kid. It would last long. He's like a plastic, he's like a porcelain doll, but in plastic. He's so fragile. Like even the heads, like I don't even want to take this off because you can see the string is just ready to, or the elastic is ready to snap where his face is in there. But one of the differences on the M-Toy, he has this knife on his leg and it's orange. This one's actually black. It has a clip so he can grab into his hand. And it's a real knockoff of the G.I. Joe. They even put the metal weights on his shoes so he could go to the bottom, I guess, of your bathtub. And part of the reason he's made out of this plastic is he could go underwater and you couldn't really ruin him. Move him over a second. This just, incidentally, is a small 5.5-inch, 6-inch version of that same figure made by Marks. You can see he even had the little knife on his side, which I think is still in there. It looks like, yeah, it looks like part of the knife is in there, like the blade's in there, but something's missing. But again, he actually has, these are plastic shoes on his. He's actually quite cool. He's a neat little figure, if you will. But he's the same style, same fragile plastic. He's just really cool. I think this one came on a bubble card. I forget. Let me just check one of the things. I could have sworn I had the RedBox diver, one of them here. So I have a RedBox diver around somewhere. I have to find him. The RedBox diver came in 3 boxes. He came in a box similar to this M Toys. Not the artwork was completely different, but similar. It's just a figure. They made one that comes in a almost like that 2-pack from Mego with that triangular box with just a figure. And then they made one which I have only seen me having in possession. Whoever owns it now, I sold it to. I've never seen it again. It's the same RedBox diver, but he has this crappy blue rubber shark next to him. And I wish I had never sold that, but get rid of your collection, get rid of it. So moving on to RedBox from the 8-inch, we come to this 12-inch RedBox Operation Astronaut. He is a full combination ripoff of Major Matt Mason and G.I. Joe. His hands are even in the same shape. What is that thing that G.I. Joe's in the old vintage G.I. Joe's? He's wicked cool. Dr. Durant is here. Her rehearsal's over. Did you get your Philly pretzel yet, Dr. Durant? We were talking earlier. I told Rich about getting a Philly pretzel. And what blows me is you don't even live that far. How can you not have had a Philly pretzel? No, I'm just kidding. But this is an extremely rare figure. This figure, they wanted $400. I think I paid $250 for it. Unfortunately, his thumb, I have the little piece of thumb, but it snapped off. It's very, very fragile. It's a very hard to find figure. They also made an M-Toy astronaut, but basically the red box, the blue box, and the M-Toy were all very similar. Cheap plastic. Really, really crappy. Extremely fragile, but incredibly difficult to find and highly collectible. So, so that's what we have today. Lots of AJ stuff, playing Mantis, Mego, old Mego, new Mego. I've got a whole bunch of AJ knockoffs, everything from Danny Dare to, Mighty Gary, Mighty Neil, Captain Eagle. Who else is out there? Oh my God, there's a ton out there. Tasco, Steve Laventurier, all kinds of shit in there. There's tons and tons, and I'll bring those out over time as we do them to show you guys what's in there. But that is it for today. I am going to close up shop early. Wow, we did that in another 25 minutes. Fantastic. I'm going to close up early so I can get the stuff put away because there's so much to do. And I'm trying to get the Toy Room of Solitude. I got a whole section. I got something moved out this morning. I'm trying to get some other room in there so I can get some stuff set up. We are kind of running out of room. I think I could do a little reorganizing. Actually, I could do some reorganizing and make it a little bit tighter. Probably not as much to display, if you will, but it actually still be pretty cool. But we're out there looking. I'm looking for a few new things. I'm looking for Sideshow, Monty Python figures, some more of those. I'm looking for more RedBox. I'm looking for more AJ knockoffs and so on. And if Dinosaur Dan, if you watch this, your box is ready to go. I'll get out in the mail to you today. Going to send off my Zorro figure to Dinosaur Dan. Yes, because he's sending me something that I really, really want. An AJ knockoff. Anyway, that is it. Hope you guys are doing well. I will say peace, bitches. Be nice to each other. If not, well, I don't know. Do the best you can. All right, peace.